Morning. I just want to talk about, I want to do a top three today. Top three reasons why people relapse. And I'm dangerous. I'm in danger of repeating myself, I think, quite a bit. But most of these things, you know, they are repetitive. And it's an amazing thing how much people don't listen, they don't hear, and it's obvious. So I mean, I might be stating the obvious, but I'll do it time and time again. I don't know if it was Churchill who said, you know, if you're going to make a point, and then make a point again, whatever. People tend to need to hear stuff time and time again until it goes in. So I'm at the flashes again. I'll do a few cutaways. I think this is Ashton's flashes. It's nice, but it's not a nice day. It's off and on raining, so I'll get this done quick. So start with number three. Number three, complacency. I've done this on another video, a full video. So this complacency on a macro level, this complacency on a micro level. Complacency on a micro level, people tend to, it's not big stuff that makes them relapse, it's just not doing the stuff that got them sober. So a lot of people, they go into treatment, they go into rehab, or they swear off forever, and they make changes quite quickly. And those changes are essential, and they're needed. And they include getting help from other people, avoiding wet places. You know, don't go into the pub if you don't want to drink, and start thinking about other people, and doing stuff for other people just to get you out of self, because alcoholism has been described as being trapped in self. A bit like depression, and the only way out of it is to physically think about other people and do stuff for other people. That's the solution. It says in chapter 7 of the big book, there's nothing that guarantees complete immunity from alcoholism. Bobby, excuse me. Sorry, she's trying to rip a branch up that's sort of my camera's tied to, so she'll pull my camera over. Anyway, yeah, complacency, number three. Number two is guilt, shame and remorse. So we've talked about this. Right, I have said it on more than one occasion. Shame, this is a shame-based condition. A lot of us, you know, shame and pride are intrinsically linked. I used to shout through people's letterbox before the days of social media. I'd be goosed nowadays with social media, but I used to shout through people's letterboxes, who do you think you're looking down your nose at, you bellend? And God, the shame that came after my episodes was intolerable, and I couldn't face it. So it turned into anger, and it was anger against the people who I'd abused or been a nuisance with, because they were judging me. People were judging me. The world was judging me as an idiot and a failure, because I was. And I didn't have any control about it, but the shame was intolerable. I thought I could manage it. There's a lot of people who think they can, that's part of the delusion. You know, they can manage the shame. They say this sort of, this is me, take it or leave it, all the time, you know, take me as I am. Well, it's nonsense. You don't want to be doing what you're doing, but you do. Anyway, shame is probably more prevalent with women. They get themselves into situations that they become victims. You know, lads do as well. I did, but sort of it's more familiar with women. They get themselves. They do stuff that they don't really want to do, and then they carry the shame and the guilt into recovery, and it's hard for them to get through it until they understand that it is the nature of their condition, and it's one of the biggest things. So the automatic response to shame is to rationalise and to blame other people. It's no good that. We need to own our stuff, and we need to blame. I said to a lad, you need to stop loving alcohol and start sort of hating it. You know, you got to start loving yourself. And it's the same with a lot of women. They hate themselves when they come into the fellowship, and it's not their fault. It's just that alcohol has us over. So shame, big one. Number 2. Number 1, and I think I've mentioned this before, like I've mentioned above, but pride. And so from shame comes pride. Our egos are smashed by our behaviour. We end up being idiotic clowns, unreliable letdowns, not the people who we want to be. We let our families down, we let our kids down, we let everyone down, and you know, we let ourselves down, and our pride is hurt. So, and we get angry with other people. It's an automatic response almost. So we get angry, and the reality is people have been judging us, because that's what people do. That's what I do. That's what everyone does. We judge people, and we get judged on our actions, not on our intentions. We intend to be normal, good people, but we end up being balloons quite often, pains in the arse, and our pride suffers, and we get angry, and we internalise this anger, and we isolate ourselves. We fall out with everyone who loves us, who cares for us, which is probably not many at the end. But alcoholism thrives in isolation. So anger, hurt pride is the number 1 offender. It leads most of us to loneliness and insanity or death. That's it. That's where it goes. So the top 3 reasons are complacency, shame, and anger, pride. So if you're in early recovery, right, it says in the big book, anger is the dubious luxury of normal folk. It's the dubious luxury that it's the dubious luxury for us. We can't afford to have it. I like being angry, I like being righteous, I like sort of telling people they're wrong, you know, I like sort of, I can't be, you know, advice, don't watch the news, don't get angry at stuff that's got naught to do with you. Your primary purpose, like mine, is to stay sober and enjoy the day, even if it's a bit of a miserable day. I'm having a miserable day in a beautiful place with my dog. So with that, before my camera blows over, I'm gonna leave it. I'll see you in the next one.